All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Glad you're with us. It is time for more sports, a little high school football recap. We're going to have coaches from all over the state joining us here very shortly. I've got coaches standing by and uh, ready to tell us all about their games coming up. I got Caleb Perry from Bauxite, Clay Bimberg from Lone Oak. You got some scores going across the bottom of your screen going on right now. Phil Vega, Dardanelle has the big victory over Clinton, and then Greenbrier. How about Randy Tribble? They knocked off Farmington tonight. And so we're expecting to hear from a lot of these coaches over the next 30 minutes or so as I'm sending out some of the invites right now. Here's Caleb Perry from Bauxite. So we'll see if we can't get some of these coaches joining us here pretty soon. We did have we have some games going on. A lot of blowouts tonight. I will say that. Kind of typical. We'll go to the Hootens.com scoreboard. First Security Bank does a great job of showing those scores. And I hear some of the coaches joining us right now. There's Conway and Cabot. Conway knocking them off. Little Rock Christian over Central. We'll get Coach Grimmett on here also. Let me come back in that, stop sharing, bring in some of the coaches. We got the green room is full of coaches ready to hop on board and talk a little football with us. Let me pull in Phil Vega. We were just talking about Dardanelle, and they get it done. Coach, congratulations on the victory over Clinton tonight.
Thank you, Wes. It was a hard-fought game by both teams, and I felt like us being battle tested against Elkins and Nashville. We didn't panic, and when we got behind, and I felt like that was probably the difference in the game.
Coach, this was a tight game. What was it, 10-10 at the half?
Yes, sir.
Talk me through that second half and what the difference was.
Yes, sir. It was 10-10. Well, really, the difference was, we just made a couple more plays than they did in the second half. It was an extremely physical game up front on both sides of the ball. We did have a couple touchdowns called back for some penalties and so forth, but we felt like we left some stuff out there. But hats off to Clinton. They played us a good ball game, came to our place, and we found a way to win, though.
After I was listening on the buzz, coming back into Little Rock, and after the second touchdown was called back, it sounded like maybe somebody got a little upset on the sideline. Was that you?
I did. I did get upset on the sideline, and I felt like I was very right in my getting upset, especially when you look at it on camera. You're able to look at it back on the iPad or whatever, and definitely felt like it was a missed call. But, that's the way it goes, and so it's just part of it.
How do you think your team responded? Chips are kind of down, frustrated, I know. Let's come back and get the win. How do you feel?
We really felt good about it. As far as how we responded, like I said, we got down, and they came back, and we didn't panic. The kids weren't, it wasn't gloom and doom or anything like that. We just stayed the course and kept playing ball, and like I said, found a way to win the thing. KD ended up blocking their punt or their field goal for the win, which would have gave them the win, and blocked that field goal. Did an outstanding job, and heck, I felt like he blocked it with his chest. He got so far back there, and I think everybody in the whole place, their side is hoping they're going to make it, and everybody on our side is like, oh, please miss. And I don't know that anybody really thought about, hey, we had an opportunity to block it, and because heck, when we blocked it, Braden Hardy picked it up and ran for about 70 yards. Get us back to the other end of the field.
Definitely was the play of the game. I got to watch that, and that was huge. Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Wes. Appreciate it.
That's Phil Vega, Dardanelle taking care of Clinton and getting the big victory. We got some more 4A coaches ready to join us. There's Clay Bimberg at Lone Oak. There he is. Hey, Coach, thanks for hanging with us. What's going on?
Hey, not much, Wes. We just had a good one tonight against Riverview. Got a good 62-6 victory on homecoming.
That's the way to celebrate homecoming right there. That's absolutely perfect. You got the sportsmanship rule in effect, a fast second half. That's why you guys are already done. Obviously, you got to be very pleased with the way y'all played.
Yeah, I thought we came out, fired on all cylinders. Jonathan Hickson, really talented junior linebacker, tight end, deep snapper, does a little bit of everything, plays a little quarterback for us too. He he started us off with about a 50-yard touchdown catch, and then he also later on in the first half had a pick six. So he did it on both sides of the football. And Josh Sherman, our sophomore running back, had 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, and Darius Jeffrey, another talented sophomore, had a touchdown reception and a punt return for a touchdown tonight. So a lot of guys making plays in all 3 phases. That's what I was excited about. We made plays in all 3 phases of the game.
Defense was especially good too to shut them down like that.
Absolutely. You know, we challenged them this week to just keep them out of the end zone and to score. And we did both those things. We save for one drive where we kind of had a couple mental lapses. We played pretty well on defense. We executed what we wanted to do.
How you feel about Lone Oak right now?
We've won. I think we're 3-0 in conference. We won 4 in a row, and so we're slowly getting better. And we just want to just keep getting better every week. We've we had those first 2 games. We dropped, I think, 5 points total, and we had we're 2 plays from winning those. But every week these guys keep coming out. They keep working, and we keep getting just a little bit better, in different phases of the game. And I still don't think we've played our best football yet. And so that's what we challenge them every week in practice.
I know you want to get where our next guest was last year. That's Trey Shucker in Arkadelphia. He's hopping in here now. Hey, Coach, welcome into the show.
Hey.
I feel like we got the 4A swing right now. I invited more coaches than 4A coaches. It's just that you guys are the first ones to jump on here so far.
Yeah. Appreciate you having us on.
You bet. Coach Benberg, congratulations. We'll let you run.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you, Wes.
Soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Coach Shucker, tell me about it. You got a pretty good one tonight. You took care of business.
We did. We had Fountain Lake, and it was our homecoming tonight. Got to play at home. I thought we fired on all cylinders tonight. I thought our offense did a really good job of executing. We played multiple quarterbacks tonight, and I think as a whole, I think we might have had 2 incompletions. And so that's a really good quarterback play out of them, really good O-line play, giving us time, and then the receivers did a really good job of making the catches. I thought our defense did a really good job of putting pressure on Fountain Lake. They're the type of group that they've got a really good quarterback, some really good receivers. They make some unbelievable plays and catches, and they did that. We had an opportunity to get them off the field in the drive that they scored, but they just executed. And but overall, I thought we did a really good job in all 3 phases of the game. Special teams didn't have a lot of opportunity to return, but we did a really good job in our cover down and making Fountain Lake use the full field.
What's next for Arkadelphia?
Next week we go to Haskell Harmony Grove.
Okay, heading up towards Central Arkansas.
Yep.
Coach, thank you for jumping on. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You bet. It's Trey Shucker down at Arkadelphia. Let's head to Morrilton now. We got Coach McNabb somewhere there. He may have stepped out of the office for a second while he was in the green room. We got Caleb Perry. Speaking of Arkadelphia, you got Bauxite and same conference. Coach is working that knee right now. How you doing, Coach?
Doing good. Could be in a little bit better mood, but we're in a tough conference, and we're playing some of the top teams in the state back-to-back weeks, and our guys are playing hard. We fell short offensively, had some miscommunications that cost us. Felt like our defense played pretty well, held them to 27 points. Normally our offense performs a little bit better than we did tonight, and just really honestly trying to help our guys understand, we're duking it out, back-to-back weeks with some of the top teams in the state. And, we got to keep our eyes up, and go win out the rest of this conference and get the 3 seed. Never know what may happen. Could possibly still be the 2 seed, and, see what the playoffs has for us.
27-12, your final score with Nashville. What did you think of Nashville? Well, we had them on the show not too long ago after their big victory over Arkadelphia. What are your thoughts on Nashville?
Nashville is they're dangerous offensively. They've got some weapons, some guys that are pretty fast, really fast, and they run a good, type, power counter option type football, and they get in a lot of funky formations, and they do it fairly quick. and so it can cause a little bit of confusion for your guys. And I think just the main thing is you got to pursue. We had them on third and fourth down a couple of times, and for whatever reason, we didn't get them off the field, and of course our defense ended up having to stay a little bit longer. And anytime your defense stays longer on the field than you want to, those guys get tired. And but in the big scheme of things, I think defensively, special teams wise, I think we played well enough to win. Offensively, we did some non-typical things, I think, for us, and we had some moments that were great. So it was, we've had a little bit of an issue with some slow starts recently, and we were down 21 points, and of course went into half 21-12, and felt good, and stopped them when they came out, and we had the ball, and ended up getting a penalty, kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and we were moving the ball. I think we had some penalties and some miscommunication on some plays. I wish we could have back, but I'm pleased with our kids and where our program is. A couple years back, there was a time when Nashville and Arkadelphia would be mercy ruling us pretty quickly in the first half. So the fact that we're in it with these guys, late, and have a chance to win, it shows how far our program's come. And then also, like I said, our kids have just got to remember that we're in probably the toughest conference in 4A, and when we get into the playoffs, we're gonna really be able to put it to some teams, and we just got to stick together right now.
No, it sounds like you got that locker room for it. Coach, we appreciate it. Take it easy on that knee. I see you had the brace off the other night, so you're making progress.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Get you in trouble. You weren't supposed to take that brace off.
No, I'm always in trouble. You can ask my wife. So,
Coach, thank you, man.
All right. Thank you. Yes, sir.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Caleb joining us on More Sports. Let's go up to Morrilton. Cody McNabb ready to join us. There he is. We came to you, and you'd stepped away from your desk for a moment.
Yeah, we got you got to divide up the plays and put the information in so you can trade the film. That's what I stepped out to do. But we're ready to go now.
No, that's all right. We had another coach ready to step in for you. Morrilton takes care of Pea Ridge tonight, 45-13. Tell me a little bit about the game.
No, I really thought Pea Ridge was 0 for coming in, but by this point of the season, you've got several games on teams, and I really thought, Coach Travis has got those guys improving every week, and really thought they played a good football game last week against Valonia. Where scored more than they had been, so I really thought their quarterback was playing better. I thought they ran the ball last week, so a team that was. If your kids just look at the record, can really be dangerous. And I thought our kids did a good job of getting in the film, seeing that this team was playing better, and we were able to put some drives together and score, and gave up 7 points in the first half. Really, we turned it over late in the first. We were trying to, the last four coming out. First four coming out, trying to get a score going into half and get one coming out. We end up fumbling, and I thought our defense did an outstanding job of keeping them from scoring. And then we were able to get to halftime and come back out, and we both traded 3 and outs, I think, and then we got a score. So proud of the way, we felt like last week we missed some plays that we could have salted the game away, and that's what good teams do. They do those little things well, and when the game's kind of in the balance, they make plays to win games and to put games away. But I was proud. I thought we punted the ball well. I thought we kicked 2 in the end zone, which things like that really add up when you're playing good teams, and when you're playing good football, you stay away from penalties. And you do some little things like that well. So I thought our team played pretty clean.
Coach, who's next week for Morrilton?
we got Harrison, and Harrison, good football team. They really play good defense. Coach Keelan, I know that it was kind of a tough year last year from an injury standpoint. Got them playing good football. Don't know what happened tonight. I really hadn't had a chance to look at any scores, but
How about
they're on defense. That team plays hard, and I want to think the Devil Dogs do too. So always, and we're going to Harrison. That's goes back to Crooked Creek Magic, with Coach Tice. So that's always a tough place to play, and we're gonna have to have a good week of practice to be ready.
By the way, I was going to tell you, Greenbrier beat Farmington tonight. Close game.
And
Enoch Hassan kind of put it away. Yeah, they were down, and Enoch Hassan scored a touchdown. They got a stop, scored another touchdown. The score is going to be a little deceiving, but it was close in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know that's two good football teams, and I think the West have some good football teams this year. And Greenbrier is certainly in a good position right now with some teams that they have beaten, and that's a good, well-coached football team. And Enoch is a tremendous player, but I really thought their balance is their quarterback plays is a much better player. I felt like this year they got a receiver back from injury. They've got more balance. You see Enoch's numbers and you think that's all they do, but he gives them some balance with the boot game. And I'm sure Lester from Farmington had a big game too, but I liked our balance tonight. We had Braylon Criswell went for about 150. We had 3 receivers get pretty good numbers. Maddox looked good. So I think good teams have that balance, and that certainly helps you, when you're trying to make a run to get in the playoffs. And I hope we continue to build on that, and that's something that'll help us moving forward.
Coach, best of luck on your trip to Harrison next week. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Wes.
Have a good morning. Miss Morrilton gets the win. We're going to stick in 5A. We got Dale Burnett. He was just talking about the 5A West. That 5A South is pretty good too, right, Coach?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real good. Real good. Glad to get a win.
Hot Springs takes care of DeQueen tonight. You guys rolled, took care of business, and got the sportsmanship rule going in the second half. So that's always nice.
It is. When you're supposed to be a good team, you're supposed to come out and play ball like this. We started first quarter, gave us some third down conversions and a fumble or a muff that gave them an extra possession. Then we got it rolling, but when you're supposed to be a better team, you're supposed to get it out the way, and you're supposed to do it in a certain fashion, with discipline, fewer penalties, and just control both lines of scrimmage, and we did that.
How about some of your stars on offense? Who shined tonight?
Quarterback had a great game again, but we're going to always start with the offensive line. And Louis Jaime had some big plays on offense and defense. Jamarcus Morning, I think he had 2 touchdowns. Again, another primetime receiver. Gabe had a touchdown receiving, big on kickoff return, punt return for a touchdown. So offensively, everybody contributed and did good. You had some guys with some few catches, Trevin and Deron Hicks, but if the clock wasn't running, we could have got a few more guys involved, but you know how it go. You got to make sure you stay healthy, but you also got to show sportsmanship. But then we're in a situation where we got guys trying to go to college, so you got to look out for them too. So good win. Just got to keep pushing, and got a good Magnolia team next.
Yeah, you got 7 points given up by your defense, so they were rolling too.
I did good. I did good. It started with Big LeBron, Monica, the D tackle. He did phenomenal. You got some linebackers. And the biggest thing when you're playing the double slide is you got to be disciplined. You got to be physical. You got to know who got the dive every play, who got the pitch, who got the quarterback. You got to just do your job and just do it at a high intensity and a high level. But we created some turnovers with, LeBron forcing a fumble, Louis, some big hits on special teams. So it was a phenomenal night. We just got to keep the train rolling.
I was just looking at the scores from the 5A South. Lakeside took care of Texarkana 28-14. Parkview routed Hope 64-7. And, man, the game of the week in the South, Camden came back. Magnolia was winning, and Camden beat them 42-40.
Yeah, we didn't get to watch it, but we watched the last inning. We saw Magnolia tried to go for two. The Tide
Oh.
ran a blast play, and Camden. Oh, lights! I'm outside the stadium. Camden stuffed it, and then Camden got the ball and just ran it out and almost fumbled, but landed on it. So I'm interested to watch that game tonight after I watch our game and see what we got to get prepared for with Magnolia, because I know the defense has always been good, and they got a old school offense, another one that we got to get ready for. So just got to have a good week of preparation.
It looks like they're ready to get out of there. They're turning the lights out on you. We'll let you go too.
No problem. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Coach. We'll see you.
You have a good one.
Walking Magnolia. So head on down and stay down south. We got Brad Harris, head coach of the Benton Panthers. Bounce back week for Benton. Whatever you told them, Coach, you got their attention.
Yes, sir. Real proud of our guys tonight. Started a little slow for us on defense. We gave up 28 really quick to Sheridan. Man, they're explosive on offense. Isaiah Stevens is a very explosive running back, but offensively, they never had an answer for us, man. We just continued to score. I think the first quarter, Wes, was 53 minutes long, and it was 42 to 28 at the end of the first, 45 to 28 at the end of the first quarter. So putting up a bunch of points. Final score ended up being 87 to 42. They got 2 touchdowns on guys in the fourth quarter that we rotated some guys in on. But they kept giving us some different looks. Defensively, they were packing the box in, and man, Drew Davis had a phenomenal night tonight throwing the football, and then we got our 2 best receivers for the first time since the first game of the year against Bryant, Will Carter and Carson Collett. Both. Will Carter had 10 receptions for 193 yards and 4 touchdowns. Carson Collett had 5 receptions for 116 and 2 touchdowns. Easton Snelling's a sophomore, had 2 receptions, 77 and 2 touchdowns. So, very explosive night. Then Drew Davis was 26 of 36 for 435, 8 touchdowns on the night. So big time night out of those guys.
Wow, some incredible stat. 87, that has to set a record for Benton, right? 87 points in the game.
Yeah, since I've been here for sure. Our historian Jim Garner says that way back somebody scored 102 or something like that, but I don't know what year, like 1930 or something like that, But that's a heck of a night by our guys, and we just was very, very efficient on offense the entire game. That was the great thing about it, is after we settled in, I think they scored in like their first maybe 6 plays or something. We missed the line. I think the first 3 plays they scored on the second play, and then a couple plays later, every time they touched it, it was just like big play, and we just couldn't get lined up right. Had some miscommunication on the back end, and their quarterback does a good job of getting to those receivers. Those receivers are fast, and they do a really good job. Kevin does a good job with them throwing the football around, that. But we settled in the second quarter and really got after them on defense. One of the big stats is they were like 2 of 9 on 4th downs because they're going for it a lot, 3 of 8 and 0 for 9 on 3rd down efficiency. So, we were very good on 3rd and 4th down, and we try to be, that's something we have an emphasis on. But real proud of how we settled in defensively.
How many yards did y'all have total?
I'm looking at it right now, Wes. It looks like we had 483 passing and 143 rushing on just 11 attempts. So a little over 600 yards, 620 yards of total offense.
I'm looking.
They had 600. They had also 600. We did a phenomenal job of pinning them deep, and then early in the game they hit us for those 4 long plays, and they just. I think it was 70 and 80 and 60 something. I mean, they got us early, and they racked up a lot of yardage early on us. And then, like I said, we settled in the second and third quarter and shut them out.
I pulled up the AAA record book, and most points scored in a game: 92 by Augusta, 91 by Nashville. The 82. Well, I guess the top 10 is Rogers, El Dorado, Bentonville, Little Rock, Parkview, PA, all had 84. So not quite in the top 10 for record for statewide.
Well, we'll take it. We'll be in the top 10. That's fine with me, Wes. Okay. But phenomenal night offensively, man. Just real proud of we got better up front too. Last week we struggled big time with Sylvan Hills, and our offensive line protected tonight. And the big thing was we got Will Carter and Carson back on the field at the same time. And, man, those two kids are dynamic. And as long as we can keep them healthy and protect Drew just a little bit, we're going to be pretty dangerous on offense.
Coach, I'm wrong. I lost track. Probably like the scorekeeper, we lost track of how many points. You scored 87. I was thinking you scored 82.
No, 87.
87 is the fourth most points ever scored in a game. You got 92 from Augusta, 91 from Nashville in 2016, and then 88 by Fountain Lake in 2008. So that's the fourth most points scored in a game, according to the AAA record book.
Awesome. I'll have to submit that and get our name on the record book right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, hey, who's next? Where are you going next week?
We go to El Dorado next week, and I think El Dorado got beat by Sylvan tonight. I'm gonna tell you what, Sylvan Hills they're real, man.
Yeah.
People that are questioning them and stuff. Coach Kelly's done a really good job with them. They're tough, man, and they went to El Dorado tonight and beat them. So I think that puts us and El Dorado, Sylvan, and Marion all tied for first place in our conference. So we're fighting for first place again next week. And, that's what you got to love, man. I like beating people big like we did last year and running through the conference, but I love exciting ball games. I love close games like we've had the last 2 weeks. I know we came out on the short end of it last week, but after looking back, it's going to make us a better team. And we learned from a lot of mistakes last week and got better this week.
Coach, we appreciate it. That was cool.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I was able to find that record book and
yes, sir.
Right. I get it right. Are you sure you scored 87? Did they add them all up right? Because mistakes can happen.
No, we added them up right after we had guys in the stands chanting for 100, and we just didn't have enough time to get it going. I guess clock got us there at the end. So, but we scored on every possession in the second half. So I don't know that I think we scored on every possession all night.
Did you punt?
Did not punt one time.
Turnovers?
So, and I don't think we had a turnover all night. No, we didn't have a pick, and I know we didn't have a fumble, and we didn't turn it over. I don't think we turned it over on downs. I'd have to look back at that, but I think we were perfect all night.
Wow.
Had one field goal. We kicked a field goal to take the lead, 17-16. They went for their first two possessions and got them. And then our third possession, we kicked a field goal and went up 17-16. And the rest, I don't think they ever got the lead again after that.
12 times 7 is 84, and a field goal is 87. So 12 touchdowns and a field goal. How about that?
Yep. That's pretty phenomenal, man.
Coach, thanks.
I wonder if I could.
Nope.
I wonder if Coach Hill would let me carry 4 of those touchdowns over next week or anything. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I know the answer.
Yeah. Well, Wes, I appreciate you having me on, man. I always enjoy you. Okay.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Coach.
Brad. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brad Harris joining us, Benton Panthers. Need to look, see who else is supposed to be joining us. Still haven't heard from Buck James, Coach Grimmett at Little Rock Christian. We haven't heard from him. Randy Tribble. Coach Ashcraft is dealing with an injury to one of his players. He's not going to be able to join us. We heard from Coach Bimberg and Vega and Shucker and Coach Perry, Caleb Perry at Bauxite. Appreciate him calling in after a loss. So we're still waiting on Coach Tribble, Grimmett, and Buck James. Let me see. I've texted Coach James, and I will text Coach Grimmett, tell him we're ready. And a lot of times, some of these times, they forget about us. And who was the other? Coach Tribble. Coach Tribble's a funny guy. He was joking. He didn't know if he could figure out the technology to join the show. I told him, Coach, you can do it. It's pretty simple. While we're waiting on those coaches, let's go to the scoreboard and check out the Hootens.com First Security scoreboard. We'll let me first of all refresh it so we got all the finals, and then we'll start at the top in 7A and work our way down. Pulaski Academy, Bryant, that game was close at the half, and Bryant pulls away. Big second half for them. They win it comfortably, 48-14. Conway wins it 57-28 over the Cabot Panthers. Little Rock Christian over Central 41-7. And North Little Rock takes care of Southwest. That's 41-0 is your final score. So it's setting up now to where you've got Central and North Little Rock probably playing for the number 6 seed in the final playoff spot in that 7A Central. PA's got some big games still to come with Conway and to Little Rock Christian Academy. That'll decide most likely the 3, 4, and 5 spots in the 7A Central. 7A West, look at Rogers. Tell you what, Rogers is for real. They knock off Bentonville West 70-42. Rogers is making a claim that they're at the worst, the second best team in the 7A West after beating Fayetteville last week. And they will try to hey, they got a big game with Bentonville coming up, maybe for a conference title, probably for a conference title. Fayetteville bounces back. They beat Northside 62-30. Bentonville, there they took care of Heritage, no problem tonight. 42-0 is your final score. And that's the first upset I've seen. I did not think Springdale was going to beat Harbor, but Springdale wins at 47-43. A mild upset there in the 7A Central. All right, let's keep it going in 6A. I got Coach Grimmett says he is trying to log in. We'll get a report on that Little Rock Christian Academy game. In 6A, Jonesboro knocked off Little Rock Catholic 31-14. Marion barely beat West Memphis. And I'll tell you what, West Memphis was beating Marion late in that game. So Marion scores late to get the victory, or that would have been another upset. There's the Benton Panthers score, 87-42. Sylvan Hills, as we talked about earlier, goes down to El Dorado, wins 25-10. Coach Kelly, Mark Kelly's got him playing, man, at Sylvan Hills. What a heck of a story. Van Buren takes care of Lake Hamilton 36-7. Mountain Home bounces back after losing to Shiloh. They beat Russellville 43-0. Shiloh wins again 52-24 over Southside, and Greenwood no problems over Siloam Springs. Moving down to 5A. Let me check real quick, see if Coach Grimmett's on. And we do have Coach Grimmett. We'll get back to the scoreboard in a few minutes. Let's bring in Coach Grimmett, Dustin Grimmett at Little Rock Christian Academy. We just showed you their score. They get the victory tonight. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thanks for jumping on here. Tell me a little bit about your game tonight. You get the victory at home. I know it was good to be back home, and you beat the Tigers 41-7.
Yeah, so we started a little slow tonight, a little slow in the first quarter, especially on offense. We had some penalties, had a turnover, that kind of thing. Defensively, we played really well, had a turnover in the first quarter, and then you move into the second quarter, and we kind of opened it up on offense, scored 3 touchdowns on offense, had a punt return for a touchdown with our defense. So kind of got it to 28-0 at the half, and then came out the second half and kicked 2 field goals, made it 34, and then we're able to score with our offense, make it 41, and then sub some guys out and got some guys some reps. So,
I watched Central and Pulaski Academy last week, and the Tigers put up 42 points, and they had a pick 6 that tied it up at 42. But I was impressed with they had some skill players. They had some dudes on offense. And of course, they got the big guy in the middle, but what do you think about your defense holding Central to 7?
Well, I'll say first, watching film with Central, they got some explosive players. They got a running back that's really good. I mean, the freshman quarterback can really spin it. They got some receivers with some speed, and so we were definitely we needed to prepare well to go into the game. And I thought we had a good game plan. We had to adjust a little bit in the game because they were doing some good stuff offensively, but we were able to get them off the field. They drove the ball a little bit. But we were good on third downs and able to get them off the field and forcing the punt. We had a couple turnovers, that kind of thing, and defense just kind of kept the momentum the whole game. It's proud of them.
And then offense. Well, did you score in all 3 phases?
We didn't score. Well, we scored on special teams and offense, so didn't score on defense. But we did have some turnovers, which were big.
Who were your stars on offense?
Man, don't have the stats yet, but I thought Jackson Ward had a big night. Our running back, he had several explosive runs on the night. Our offensive line blocked really well. Obviously, they have the really good big defensive lineman that we did a good job with. And Kim Keller had some explosive plays through the air to Man Pickens and Tristan Watson. So all around, it was a good night, especially offensively.
Who's next for Little Rock Christian Academy?
We're going to go to North Little Rock next week. So
okay.
I think they're a much improved team, so we're going to have to be prepared.
Coach, thank you. We appreciate you jumping on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Little Rock Christian Academy gets the victory tonight over the Central Tigers. Still waiting on Buck James and Coach Tribble. We'll see if we can get a hold of them. If not, we'll finish this thing up. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. First Security scoreboard over at Hootens.com. We were just talking about the 7A and 6A. Let's move down to 5A real quick. Yeah, we were at Shiloh Christian Greenwood. There we are. BB knocks off Pine Bluff. A little change there at Pine Bluff. Tough week for them, but BB gets the win on the road, 35-12. Maumelle, no problems against Watson Chapel. Same thing with Joe T. They put up 72 on Whitehall. Searcy, Zach Clark goes to Jacksonville. They knock off Reggie Swinton's team, 48-27. Harding Academy over Batesville. There's Brooklyn beating Greene County Tech. Greene County Tech with the dramatic victory with a last-second field goal last week over Wynn. Nettleton beats Paragould. Valley View, no problems with Wynn, 35-0. There's your Hot Springs score. We heard from Coach Burnett. Lakeside beats Texarkana. Parkview rolls over Hope. Camden, Fairview, and Magnolia. What a game. 42-40, your final score there. Alma goes to Valonia and gets the victory. Greenbrier, 48-38 over Farmington. That was a heck of a game. I watched a lot of that fourth quarter. Harrison beats Clarksville 55-16. There's Morrilton's score. We had Coach McNabb on 45-13. Down in 4A, Gentry over Green Forest. Got Coach Tribble calling me right now on the phone. He doesn't realize we're live on the air. Let me send him a message real quick. Take a look at some of the scores while I am texting Coach Tribble. There we go. I texted him. CAC picks up the victory over Hall, 50-0. There's your Mills score. They beat Forest City, 41-32. So Mills bounces back after their first loss of the season last week. Gosnell beats Truman. Highland over Blytheville, 14-12. Southside still rolling, 57-10, your final. Buzz game of the week, Dardanelle over Clinton, 26-24. What a fantastic finish. Clinton was trying to kick a field goal to win the game. Final drive, Dardanelle blocks it, returns it all the way down to about the 7-yard line. They take a couple knees and run out the clock. Your final score there. Lamar beats Dover. And I think I just heard somebody. Let me look. Yep. We have Coach Tribble joining us. Let me bring in Randy Tribble now and talk a little bit about that big victory, Coach, knocking off Farmington. Got to watch a lot of that fourth quarter. Man, that was a fun game. How are you doing?
I'm doing great now. It was a fun game, but we had to battle the whole 4 quarters, and really proud of our kids for coming on top.
Yeah, you're grayer today. You weren't as gray last time I talked to you.
Well, I may need to cut my little beard thing off a little bit or something. I don't know. Maybe it's my camera. I don't know.
Maybe it was just the game.
Maybe in the game, it kind of wore us all out. But it was Farmington is a really good football team, and their quarterback, he just makes plays over and over again, and we had trouble stopping them, but then in the fourth quarter we got enough stops that we could pull it out.
Well, and Enoch, I saw at one point in the fourth quarter, man, you guys were just riding him, just gave it to him time after time after time, and then he finally busted one for the touchdown to put you all ahead.
Yeah, he's quite a running back, and we did in the fourth quarter and second half we ran him a lot, and he made a huge difference for us. He ended up with let me see, make sure I get this right. 358 yards on 35 carries is what the stats I'm looking at say.
Wow.
It doesn't even seem like he ran for that much, but he's a special guy, and people get tired of tackling him. I told him this week, I said, last year they did a real good job defending you in the first half, but they got, it looked like they got tired of tackling you, just the way you play and how aggressive he is, and it kind of seemed that same way tonight. And our offensive line did a great job and wearing them down. So, but Enoch is really special, and we've got him this year, so we're going to wear him out. We're going to use him when we need to use him.
Well, we were talking about it Thursday with Thomas Thrash. We made some predictions. By the way, Thomas and I both picked Greenbrier to beat Farmington, so thanks for making this right. But we said,
right.
Enoch was going to be fresh after not playing last week, and I figured he'd be motivated, maybe a little upset. and he would be fresh and ready to roll. And y'all rode him and gave him 35 times.
Yeah, we sure did. He responded and had a great night and had a great week of practice. And he's broke a school record tonight with more yards in a game than ever. So his hard work and everything really paid off for him, and it paid off for us too.
Coach, thank you. I appreciate your time. Congratulations on the victory, and now you're in that driver's seat for that conference title. Go get it. Go finish it.
All right, we appreciate it.
All right, that's Randy Scribble joining us. We'll let him go and bring in the head coach of the Conway Wampus Cats. We go a 10 for 10 tonight. All 10 coaches joining me. Coach, what's going on? Got a tight shot of your head. You want to let me look at it?
Hey, nothing much. What? Here I am. I'm trying to listen and talk to you, so I'm not used to being on TV.
Well, we'll call it the web. I guess actually you can have it on YouTube.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. You got me? Yeah, we're good.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about the victory.
Good deal. Well, it was hard fought. I'll tell you, Cabot's a physical football team, and there was a lot of penalties. There was a lot of big plays on both teams, and I think that we were just a little bit faster than them, and that was the difference in the ball game. They are very well coached, and those guys played extremely hard, and it was a hard-fought ball game, that's for sure.
Coach, how's the quarterback working out? And I know you've gone through the injury, and you're working with another quarterback. How is that going?
Well, it's going good. I mean, Wes practiced all week, and he looked good. We just we didn't think 3 or 4 days was enough. He's about 80%, maybe a little more. And if we could get by with it, we tried to do that. I thought Ryder Cook played really well. He made a few mistakes, but overall, I mean, I think he had command of our offense, and he made the plays that we needed to have to be able to beat really a pretty good Cabot football team. And I think we'll get more out of Wes in the next few weeks, and I think he'll be full speed before long.
Put up 57 points, so the offense was doing pretty good.
Yeah, the offense did pretty good. I thought we ran the ball. I think Trey Harris had like 250 yards. I thought our offensive line played really well, and that's what we need. I mean, our offensive line has got to carry our football team, and I thought we were gave up some plays on defense that we probably shouldn't have, and you got to give a testament. I think Cabot's quarterback is a really good football player, and he's got a strong arm, and he made some really, really nice throws, and he kept them in the game for 3.5 quarters.
Who's next for Conway?
We play Little Rock Central.
Okay. Coming to Little Rock next week?
That's right. Very talented team. I think they're struggling a little bit to put points on the board, but, I've seen them on film, and they have some guys, and, they're the kind of team that's young, inexperienced, and, I think they're getting better as the season goes. And, they played Pulaski Academy really well and scored a lot of points on them. And so, a team that's, trying to get their leggings and trying to, get where they can, improve and start grasping to something. And, they're looking for that. And we've got to go in there and play well.
Coach, we appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. Thanks. Congratulations on the victory, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, Wes, I appreciate it. Thanks.
You bet. It's Buck James joining us after Conway's victory tonight. And that is it. We got all 10 of our coaches to call in tonight. I'll call it a success, and I'll call it a wrap. We'll do it again tomorrow after the Razorback game. We're going to have a post-game show talking about Arkansas, Tennessee. Braylon Mitchell, former Razorback linebacker, will join me to give us his thoughts on that game. So I hope you join us. As soon as the game's over, we'll go live on YouTube. So join us tomorrow for more sports.
All Arkansas, all sports.